We're always talking on LinkedIn about the different types of campaigns we're doing and all this creative stuff, but we very rarely get the chance to really show you behind the scenes of how we come up with the ideas and what we do. So in this vlog, we're going to take you fully behind the scenes of how we build out a campaign from start to finish. I'll show you exactly how we come up with the ideas, but most of all as well, how we choose the channels to get through to people as well. Me and Nat are on the way to Cafe Azul because Nat has forced me into a walk to a coffee shop for this vlog. Nat's got a matcha, vlog starts. The irony of marketing and marketing agencies, it's a little bit risky almost. If you put out any marketing that clients don't enjoy or prospects don't enjoy, there's a risk that they won't work with you. So a lot of marketing agencies kind of stop marketing for themselves because of that, because they think, I don't want to take the risk. But one thing we didn't want to do is not take any risks. So we sat down at the start of the year and really doubled down on our marketing. And we wrote this massive list of ideas, just like random creative campaigns, different ideas we wanted to launch. And even one of them was this full series that we came up with called Keeping Up with the KPIs. And it was like this mock series of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, almost like the Office style, in our office. And we just went through all of it, and we went through filming it, outfit changes, different sets. We filmed a couple of episodes of it, and when it got to it, because of where we were at, we never actually even got it out. But I think the process of just like picking an idea, we do it about every month or 6 weeks, picking an idea, marketing campaign, going through with it and trying and executing on it has been massive for us, just because we get to try different creative ideas for ourselves and then we can implement them with clients. Some of them we do are absolutely stupid and they never see the light of day, but other ones have turned into like really successful client campaigns as well. So we're going to go back to the office, we're going to show you some of the campaigns that we've got coming in the coming months, show you how we came up with them, how we think of them, and the channels we choose, which I think is really key as well. Okay, we've just signed one of the most exciting performance marketing agencies in the UK, particularly in Manchester, and today we have the ideas meeting, internal ideas meeting, which is currently one of my favourite meetings we do. And essentially it's just everyone getting together and everyone has to contribute like 1 to 2 creative ideas on like what we can possibly launch for the client. So like you can see here that everyone has in a doc, and there's just a real variation of ideas that we put together, from like a hotline to direct mail campaigns, a lie detector test, just anything we can possibly think of, and everyone just pitches in 1 to 2 ideas. Some of them will literally never see the light of day. Some of them are terrible, but in there there'll be 2 or 3 that are absolutely fantastic. We can go and pitch to the client. Okay, some quick context here. I'm talking about the ideas meetings we do for clients, but we also do these for ourselves as well. I think I mentioned at the start of the vlog, it's about every month or 6 weeks we'll come together as a team and do our own creative ideas meeting. And recently we sat in the meeting and we were trying to come up with creative ideas to get the attention of a global payments provider, one of our dream clients. And we had this idea that if we wanted to get their attention, we would simply have to show them the money they are missing out on with their current marketing strategy. So we put together this 35-page report that outlined all the holes in their marketing strategy and all the places we felt like they were missing money. But a report was pretty boring, and even if we were going to mail it in the post to them, we didn't feel like they'd pay attention to it. So in one of these meetings, we then had the idea, but what if we just blew the report up to a 9 foot by 6, I think it's 9 by 6 foot, and we made this massive, the front cover massive, and went and hand delivered it to their office. So what you're about to go and see is Morgan and Nat travelling to go and pick up this 9 foot version of our report.
We're about to go and pick up a fat sign, and it's all part of the campaign that we're doing. We're wondering if it's even going to fit in the car, if I'm totally honest, because it's supposed to be 9 foot and we're in a Renault Clio. So me and Nat are currently on an excursion to Gately Signs in Cheadle. Even look at this. It's literally not even like under the eye. It's alright. Let's see how much deliveries. If I wanted to get it delivered to central Manchester, do you guys do that? There's no delivery.
What was it, the length or was it the width?
Width won't even fit the boot.
Yeah, okay.
And the length is just the length of car, it's a bloody tiny little Clio. I should have thought about it when I ordered the dimensions on the side.
Could get Uber maybe.
Uber XL it. Alhambra. Does that fit side? How are we going to get it from the office to the office in London?
On the train. We're just going to have to carry it.
Carry it from the Wilmslow office to the train, through the subway, to the office. Saying that, if someone did rock up with a big sign like that, I would be buzzing. You might say, why have you ordered a 9 foot sign, Morgan, when you only have a Renault Clio? And the answer is pretty simple. There's just a lot of noise online. Maybe everybody's posting on social media, maybe everybody's messaging them on Instagram, maybe everybody's emailing them, but one thing they're not doing is sending a 9-foot sign directly to their office with a QR code to a custom landing page and then messaging all the team. It's about finding ways to cut through the noise and say to dream clients, people that you want to work with, like, we do care, we can help you, we are interested, and that's how you win those big pieces of business. So keep you updated. Maybe we will win them as a client.
There's a bunch of different ways you can think about marketing, but I think a lot of times people get confused and complicate like the tactics and the intricacies of it. But when we come up with any sort of campaign, there's like 3 really simple steps. So the first one is we define the ICP. And it's not just defining it as in, you know, CMO at B2B SaaS companies. It has to be much deeper than that. We're not going to go into that too much today in this vlog, but that is the first step. And if you don't get this step right, nothing else works. So you do have to do number 1. But what I really want to talk about is this part, which is the creative ideas. And then 3, we target them across different channels. And number 2 is a really interesting one, because when you're coming up with any sort of campaign, whatever you're doing, you have to find some sort of way to get their attention. As a team, we're thinking through how we come up with those ideas. The main thing we're trying to show is 1, we understand them, and 2, we've put effort in to get in touch with them. So let's look at the Monzo campaign we did. We wax sealed the envelopes, we obviously hand wrote their address on it, and inside, this is a mock version, we had these paper wallets that looked like a £50 note. It had a Monzo card inside it, and then we had a full letter, QR code to a custom landing page. We could have just sent them a letter, right? We could have just sent them a piece of paper. But what we're trying to do is show a little bit more effort. A lot of people nowadays will talk about, oh, like all your marketing should be optimized for efficiency with AI and all that stuff. And the irony is while more and more people do that kind of route of optimizing for things and making it as efficient as possible, there's an avenue where when there's zig, that you can zag. And the zag for me is putting more effort into the creativity, putting more effort into the idea, and showcasing to the client that you really thought about how you're going to get in front of them and how you're going to put your business across. And for us, this is a much better display of who we are as a company, and to our prospects, how much we care about them and how much we want to work with them is by putting these creative ideas and thoughts into them. So it's not necessarily just about like, oh, this is the craziest idea ever, but it's about thinking about, oh, what will get this specific person's attention and what will show this specific person that we want to work with them. Okay, and I also promised that I would talk about the different channels and how we pick channels. So I can't go into too much detail or this will be a 50-minute vlog, but the simple way I think about it is, for example, let's say you want to do a campaign and you might say cold email is the channel. Great. But the issue is that when you think of cold email as a solo channel, like the inbox right now, mine looks something like this with like loads of unread emails. Imagine this is my inbox. And then let's say you plop yourself in here. It's a massively high noise channel. And what I mean by that is there's loads and loads of noise in here. And for you to get attention here is really, really, really tough. You'd have to have like an amazing subject line or something very, very clever going on. It's very, very tough to get attention. So what we like to do is 2 things. Always go multi-channel is number 1. And then secondly, we look for low noise channels. So with everything we're doing here, if you think of like their mailbox, imagine I'm drawing out a mailbox and they have, you know, a couple of letters in here, but then they have a big, massive sign that says, hey, massive sign like this. I don't think that our sign would fit in the mailbox. But the example is when they go to their mailbox, this is a super low noise channel in terms of like, they may have 2 or 3 letters in there, and then they've got this big parcel. And generally speaking, even to our office, we maybe get 2 or 3 parcels a week. So you very quickly get through. And this is also much higher of a signal for them in terms of the effort and intention that I talked about earlier, is where if you send them something like this that's massive to a low noise channel, it instantly makes it feel like you're putting a lot more effort than anyone else to target them. But my favorite thing is when you've done something like this first and they see your name on it, so this says, you know, they've read it, they know it says Niall. When I send them an email up here, instantly they'll start to think, oh, Niall, he's the guy that sent them the parcel. And then we'll send them a message on LinkedIn. And again, they notice the name or the company, and suddenly you've hit them across 3, 4, 5 different channels. And that is how you get through to people. It's not being like, we're masters at cold email or masters at LinkedIn. It's being a master at getting attention across multiple channels. And with every channel that you stack, as long as you do it right, you increase the chances of them seeing your content on the other channels as well. Another example is we have just printed this massive sign out, which is, I don't know, it's massive. And on the back of it, which we might not have to blur, confidential, and a big QR code on there as well, which goes to a custom landing page. So this campaign in particular, we literally started with clearly defining our ICP and deeply understanding them. So like, what issues are they having? What are their biggest pain points right now? One of the biggest pain points we found is that we felt like there's a big gap in their marketing where they were losing a massive amount of money on a very specific thing that they'd missed out, which was in their funnel. So we identified it and we literally wrote a 35-page report, I think it's 35 pages now, of exactly the issue they had and how they can solve it. It's just like pure value, no pitch, nothing like that. And we printed it out, and this is where it comes to the step 2, which is coming up with a creative idea to get their attention. It was like, sending them a report is great and does show effort, and it is valuable, but it's not really going to get their attention. There's a chance you mail it to them, they see it, they bin it, and nothing happens to it. So we had to think of a creative idea to get their attention, and that is when we came up with this massive sign. One, it's bigger, that's going to get their attention, but secondly, we are literally going to take this, which is a life-size version of the report, train it down to London and drop it off at their reception, do a bunch of social content around it as well. And that is just a simple way of being like, look, we're putting the effort in, we're going to travel down to London, we're putting out the sign just to get your attention and just to show that what we're about to give you is worthy enough. And then we also, step 3 is to target multi-channel. So it's all well and good, we're going to mail the reports there, direct mail, that's channel 1. That's our core channel, but channels 2, 3 and 4 for us will be social. So we're distributing on social, kind of showcasing what we're doing and giving a chance for the team to see it there. We'll also be sending emails to all the key team members that we want to do it, cold emails and LinkedIn DMs as well. So there's literally 4 different channels we're targeting them on, and that is always so key to the campaign. There's, I think it was a report by Google that said you need, I think it's 11 touch points with any prospect. So generally for them to understand the brand and want to buy. And for us, by having 4 channels and multiple touch points across them, you can quickly get to 11 touch points. And a lot of this might seem like really complicated, like, God, how am I going to come up with a creative idea? But it's not as complicated as you think. The only thing is that you got to take so many inputs of different things that other people are doing and then kind of be like, okay, how can we make that for ourselves? Let me give you an example. Is for this Monzo campaign, you have this wallet which is different. And it's like, I've never seen this before myself. Morgan had this idea based on a pizza company in the US that had left a wallet on the floor, and inside it was a offer for the pizza shop. So we had this idea, well, Monzo is a banking company, it's obviously involving money, maybe do something around wallets. We found out you can have these paper foldable designs, and it all came together into this idea. It's not like we're sat there thinking and coming up with these, you know, genius out of the blue, but what you have to do is consume everything that you can and then start to piece together the ideas that you get. Think of like Steve Jobs, for example. He's obviously one of like the biggest entrepreneur geniuses of our entire generation, but he didn't necessarily like magic up the iPhone out of nowhere. Touch screens existed, computers existed, phones existed, and the internet existed, and all he had to do was combine it. And that's what we're trying to do with these ideas. Like the Monzo campaign, like this one, like the sign. We've took a bunch of different things that we've consumed that we liked and put them all together, and that is the creative campaign. Okay, I've rambled on about the creative campaigns a bunch there, but I'm curious, if you've watched this far and there's anything you're curious about you'd want to know in terms of how we define the ICP, how we come up with creative ideas, how we pick our channels and all that type of stuff, drop a comment somewhere on this video and let's do more of it, because we've got a bunch of vlogs coming and we want to do more of what you actually want to see as well.